Warning: what you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of The Senate. We are a bit late, even at the later time, but we are here. I don't know if the people are there. I can do some sharing out. While we do that, let me share it out. Let me get things going here, man. Nobody is watching right now, but that's all right. You'll fix that there in a minute.
Yeah, you see some people coming through.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are live. The 100 will not be stopped. We are at least going to put up one episode this week. We are here. Derek, my brother, how are you?
Man.
How are you going? You look exceptionally sharp. I wish I could have joined you in looking as spiffy for the 100, but my day has been, say is insane would be give him insane credit.
Yeah, man. I hear quite holding firm, it says as they would say, abiding as you will, people will tell you. But we here nonetheless. We raising the bat tonight for 100. I am happy that we were able to get this far, brother. We haven't been cancelled as yet. We might be after the show. Who knows? Man, it's been a good run. We met 100.
It's like this. That's all life just turn over, Life just turn over like that. Yeah, man. So that's all right. That ain't no problem.
That ain't no problem. We had 290 subscribers. Fantastic. I feel good about that as well. And yeah, man, I truly can't shout. I cannot complain. It's been a decent day. I had a great workout today. I had a vicious one yesterday. So yeah, man, I in decent spirits. See Benji's working, the ice working.
Hey.
See my man Marlon in building. Marlon has been looking for us since about 8 o'clock. So good to see you, Marlon. Good to have you in the place. See Aston in here as well. Yes. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much on the congratulations. We appreciate it. Yeah. So what's going on? Talk to the people, Neil, because we starting late for a reason.
Brother mine, your boy is busy and working, and it is always good to be on set. It is always good. I can't speak about what I am doing, but it is, in my minor estimation, very huge. It is a big deal. Apart from that, I was on set today from as early as 7. So, and that was St. John. So so I had to be up early, was on set. I had to go and get a COVID test done, come back, everything was negative, everything was good, but I had to do that in town. Then I had to come back on set. Then I had to leave at 5:30 to go to a premiere of some work that I did in December. I had to schmooze, look the part. Your boy literally just stepped in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, you are getting unfiltered and unclean Neil from 5 o'clock this morning, and I am here. Because I told Derek throughout the day, I say, you know what, brother, this is 100. The topic especially is very important. I am not missing tonight, no matter what. I am going to be here, and here I am. I am in my natural juices, and I am here. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us on our 100. Derek is obviously dressed to the nines. I wish I could have joined him. You look exceptionally well, my brother. I love the black on what the white on black.
Thanks, man. You try to keep it swaggy. It goes.
Shit.
Yeah.
And also I would like to say that thank you everybody for rocking with us for 100 episodes. I know last week would have celebrated our year or anniversary, but I am really glad that we are celebrating 100 episodes, especially the live streams. We didn't always start live. We didn't always doing this twice a week, but we are here 100 episodes later. As Derek said, we are not canceled. Tonight may change that, but at the very least, we had a good run. We could raise the bar and say, you know what, at least we could know. Start her loose behind. Start a pelt state. Derek, tell the good people, normally, everything's a bit rushed tonight, but normally we would have the dulcet sounds of G-Syndicate playing before the live stream, but because, everything has been pushed back and we were running against time, We want to get this out to you as soon as possible. So, Derek, if you will, please let everybody know about the premier acapella group in the Caribbean, G-Syndicate.
Yeah, man. G-Syndicate in the crank. Big at the guys waiting. Hugh, Kiomal, Mark, and Brett. We're actually doing our own preparation to see if we can do something virtually as well. So we're leading up to that. Still trying to hope that we can get the scheduling organized so you can be on set for that as well. But we know it goes in these times.
Yeah.
So yeah, we guys working towards that.
There, you there? There, you there?
Yeah, man, still here.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, you broke up a bit just now, so
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. We still working. We still here, and just getting ready to do our own thing, virtually as well. So, yeah, that's what we're working towards right now.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, you have rocked with us. Some of you have rocked with us literally from the beginning. For those of you that are new, those of you that are not subscribed, please do that right now. Take a second to subscribe. Take a second to like. Take a second to hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Comment as you guys normally do, but those of you in the shadows, you could comment. I mean, sure, you may disagree, you may have some backlash, but that's all right. I think healthy debate leads to solutions. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Dislike, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And let us get into tonight's topic. Now, every Tuesdays and Thursdays before our live streams, every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m., we late tonight, and on Thursday we may not have one because my schedule is insane for the next couple of weeks. But regardless, every Tuesday and Thursday before the live stream, Derek will usually post something on our social media pages, particularly on Facebook. You can check us out, give us a like and a follow on the Senate podcast on Facebook. Derek usually posts something, and today is no different. Derek is willing and wanted to talk about Kevin Samuels. We don't call him Kevin Samuels here in the manosphere, particularly on this podcast. He's the Godfather. Why the Godfather? Because he is your uncle that sit the cognac in the corner and tell you how life really is and how school keeping. He is the man that gives it to you raw and wriggling. Gives it to you, no filter, no salt, nothing. Right?
Yeah, but man, nowadays, so man, let me get down the thing a little bit, man. Because we start, but we rushing, so let me off. We must not do things today. Yeah.
It's not your man, Rico Love.
Yeah, man. How we doing for that one?
Right. So, Derek, we are talking about Kevin Samuels tonight. And particularly, Derek wants to kick off the conversation by asking the question, what has made Kevin Samuels where he is? How has he impacted the dating market since he went viral in 2020? So, my brother, that's latest in sermon tonight. We have to get it. Man. Cheeks on bread with my chin. The ambiance. Cheeks on bread. Let's get it, my brother.
Yeah, man. Tonight is a special show, guys. We celebrating 100. So we raising the bar and everything, Brian Lara style, So I felt it was right that we take a look at one of the content creators that is a huge influence on what we do here on the Senate, and bring some clarity to the points that are made not only by him, but by the manosphere in general, right? Now, in summer 2020, it started to get into male-centered content, right? And by creators such as Better Bachelor. That was actually the first person in the sphere that I would have been introduced to, actually by you, Neil, a video that you would have shared in our group chat. And as you know, algorithms go and all that, you watch one of those videos, you tend to end up down a rabbit hole.
But up the next.
So I ended up running into people like Donovan Sharp.
Oh boy.
Donovan Sharp is a bit out there. One of my favorites to this day, O'Shea Duke Jackson. I watch a lot of O'Shea.
That's good, everybody.
Yeah, I watch a lot of O'Shea. I watch several O'Shea episodes per day, and I found that it was not only thoroughly entertained by the content, but that the content was extremely educational, and it provided a lot of clarity for some of the things that I would have experienced in my life, right? My own lived experiences. some of the things, a lot of the things that these guys spoke about, it felt to be true, but not only for me, but for other men as well, as they started to look around and they started to notice that, I was not alone. Yeah. Other men were going through the same stuff as well. But in late 2020, there was a video called Average at Best. And it was by a creator we now know as the Godfather, Kevin Samuels. And in this video, a young lady calls into the show and she requests some dating advice on how to find a high value man. Now, this term is a term that is being bandied about a lot these days. And he is the person who's kind of brought it to the fore. It's not his term, but he is the person most associated with this term, right? Now, this lady, she was 35 years old at the time. She had a 13-year-old son. For a man whom, to hear her tell it, wasn't the most reliable or dependable person. And now she wanted to get a relationship with a man who earns 6 figures a year at least.
Wellness.
Yeah, so in this video, he tries his best, Kevin Samuels tries his best to get this young lady to understand a couple things about how men think, what they actually look for when they are seeking out relationships, long-term relationships. And it's important to note that Kevin Samuels talks about high-value men, right? Men that earn a lot of money. This is important to his content, right? But in discussion, unfortunately, the young lady was not having it, and she insisted on saying what she wanted to say and trying to get her point across, right? And everything he said, she was like, well, yeah, but. And then it all culminated with him dropping the now infamous one-liner, "You are average at best," right? This particular video, among others, is one of the reasons why a lot of women do not like Kevin Samuels, right? Very often, women take issue with the tone of his delivery, even if they cannot really argue the points that he makes, right? Unfortunately for a lot of ladies, his points are rooted in facts, data, and statistics, as he would say. And these are things that do not go well with women when they are trying to communicate their feelings. Feelings and facts do not mix, right? So the ladies now find him to be rude, abrasive, extremely blunt, and unyielding in his points. Interestingly enough, I've been told that I am that as well, but I do it with a smile on my face. So hopefully it comes over a lot more nicely than it does from him, right? So again, folks, it's important to note these concepts are not new. They're not his. He's not the first to mention them either. So if you really do some drilling down into the male-centered content, you will find names like Rollo Tomasi, right? Alan Roger Curry, Obsidian, and of course the guys I would have mentioned before, right? Those are the guys from way back in the day. Today you got guys like Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, MTR. A lot of people in our chat alone check out MTR stuff. They like MTR. Poor Man Podcast.
Poor Man Podcast, another one, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people follow Poor Man Podcast. AMS, Alpha Male Strategies. Not many people.
Yep.
Alpha Male Strategies is a bit of their, even for me. Even for me, Alpha Male Strategies take some getting used to, right? And these are concepts that all of these guys talk about. Shoot, the Senate, right here in good old Barbados, right here in BIM, we talk about these concepts as well, right? We are new to the game. Yeah, we're new to the game, but we talk about the same things that those guys talk about, but from a Caribbean context a lot of times, right? Now, Kevin Samuels talks about these very things every night on his podcast, right? And if we look further back, we will find Shahrazad Ali. Shahrazad Ali, folks, is a woman. Yeah, this is a woman. And she was making these very same points back in the late 80s and early 90s. So the concepts are nothing new, right? Also note, it must be noted, ordinary men in the streets have been saying the same things for forever and a day now. However, what is new where Kevin Samuels is concerned is the packaging of the messages. What we have now is a man who is dressed like a professional funeral director, dismantling a lot of narratives that we've been fed for the past 30, 40, 50 years, and delivering his points rooted in facts and data, which is particularly different from how these discussions would have been heard in the past, right? Because the use of facts, data, and statistics rules out emotion and feelings, and it keeps the arguments on point and on the topics at hand. So by relying on numbers, he's able to not get caught up in some of the distractions and the deflections which will come into play when emotions get involved. So what are these points and what are the underpinnings of these points that he makes? And what effect has he had? Let me pause here to encourage everybody to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Make sure that you don't miss any of the content that we got coming for you. Good. And Rick and the crank, my guy Fergie had a nice conversation with Fergie earlier today. So yeah, man, people here. Good to see y'all. Hit the like button. Let me talk the things, right? Yeah, Tango Fox says facts don't care about your feelings.
But they do not.
So before Kevin Samuels got into conversations with women, because people say he's very rude, you see how he could address women like that and all that. Before he got into conversations with women, he used to talk to men, right? He's an image consultant. He used to deal with style and, you know, fragrances and all that kind of thing. He used to talk to men. And if you saw any of his early videos, the treatment that those men got was particularly rough. Nothing in comparison to what the ladies got. I mean, with the ladies, he tends to be, or at least attempts to be, a little bit more diplomatic. He doesn't rate them, he asks them to rate themselves. And if he thinks that they made an overestimation, then he will say, well, maybe not. But he generally asks them to rate themselves, right? And he very rarely gives them a number that he thinks they are out of 10, right? So he would have called men fat, broke, and then he would kind of, you know, tell them exactly where they are, what they needed to do to improve themselves before entering the dating marketplace, right? He tell you straight, if you're driving an Uber, you know, why should anybody date you? Those are literally questions he would ask on a live stream, right? Ironically, a lot of women watched those particular shows and had a ball laughing at how he would have addressed the men,
of course,
who called him for advice, right? On how to improve their lot in the dating marketplace. But fast forward to 2020, late 2020, and now the rage is the high value man. He deals with high value men. Now let's be clear before we go any further. A lot of men find difficulty with the criteria he outlines for high value, right? Because a lot of us men cannot meet the criteria that he outlines, right? Because in terms of high value, he's talking men who make north of $100,000 a year. They have a network of other high value men, and they're recognized as high value men, and they are of use to that network. High value men, right? But what the high value thing has done, please note, everybody is not going to be a high value man. He says famously, you can't be broke, you can't be homeless and high value, you can't be broke and high value, which makes sense, right? But what this particular criteria has done, it has given all men across the board a standard for which they can strive. It's like Playboy back in the day. Everybody wanted to be a Playboy man, you know, a Playboy. Everybody wanted to be like, you know, smoking on a pipe and sitting in a robe and all that, surrounded by beautiful women. Who doesn't want to be making north of $100,000 a year? Who doesn't want to be recognized as a man of value? Who doesn't want to have a network of high value people upon whom they can call, right? So that is one of the effects that we have immediately, is giving everybody this new benchmark for which they can strive. Now, many times when ladies call into his show, they all seem to think that their story is unique. Unfortunately for them, these sad stories generally all tend to end the same way, right? They all look the same in that they make a bad decision early on in their lives, or they made a decision. Let me not say a bad decision, because that might be a little misleading. So they make a decision early in their lives, in their late teens or early 20s, and now they expect an opportunity for a do-over. They're kind of like dying and, right? But Kevin Samuels lets these women know, in no uncertain terms, that the dating marketplace does not operate like that. Men do not operate like that. And to expect them to do so is unfair, unreasonable, and contrary to the way men have operated from time immemorial, right? So he very often makes a point about single mothers being disadvantaged in the dating marketplace. And because, obviously these women love their children, they seem to assume that everybody loves their children as well. Unfortunately, ladies, you love your children, right? You love your children. We love our children too. We don't really love other people's children like that. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm not saying, that it's not possible for somebody else, a man outside, to like your child or interact with your child. But he's never going to love your child the way he loves his own children. Yeah, that is difficult to do. So when you see somebody like Russell Wilson, for example, take up Ciara, it gives women hope that this is possible. But the average man in the street is not looking to do what Russell Wilson is doing. He doesn't have the resources that Russell Wilson has. He doesn't have the money that Russell Wilson has. So he can't afford to be taking resources away from his own children to be providing for yours. And that is a sticking point for many, many women, right? So very often what he does is he encourages single mothers to return to the fathers of their children, right? Encouraging black families and all that. He often asks women why they didn't get married and stuff like that. Encourages marriage. Marry before you carry, right? Sometimes the ladies are still on good terms with the father of their children, and he encourages them to rekindle that relationship. Once it's feasible, preserve the family, right? So for all the detractors and critics, he encourages the family unit. He encourages marriage. Too often, though, encounters ladies who make the point that the father of their children is particularly toxic, and as such, they do not want to explore any rekindling of any kind of flame with their ex. And that sounds really good, right? And I guess a lot of times when you watch it, you kind of expect, or they expect, that he's going to say to them, well, if he's toxic, you should just leave, you should just go on. Yep. But before he does that, or well, he doesn't do that, before he generally asks the question, and this is the kind of the coup de grace, the finisher. If this man was so unfit for you to be in a relationship with, for you to marry, he was too unfit for you to marry him, why was he fit enough for you to have a child with? And that is a question that the apple cart for a lot of women. And that's the question that a lot of men have begun to ask. So now we start talking about accountability. And we know accountability is a kryptonite. Right? That too, you know it is. You know it is. I got it somewhere here. Let me find it. Where you going? There it is. Oh my God. Caribbean people. Yeah. Kevin Samuels has leveled the playing field for men by making men, or encouraging men rather, to ask for accountability the same way women hold black men in particular accountable. He has outlined the entitlement of women, black women in particular, in the dating market, and kind of shine the light on the double standards and hypocrisy. Yeah, let's call it what it is. Call a thing of women and their expectations of men in the dating game. And now men are more vocal about them. Talking about the Kevin Samuels effect. Many women nowadays want that which they are not. Yeah. Let me say that again. Oh my God. Let me say that again. Many women today want that which they are not. They say it all the time. You gotta be 6'5", 6 abs, making $450,000 a year, got a 15-inch penis, got a cure for AIDS, cancer. Here, he's a Nobel Peace Prize winner, right? That's the woman that that's the man that everyone wants. Well, men who earn a lot, fit, childless. But a lot of them times they are, broke, overweight, and very often carrying another man's child, right? And for many years, it was expected that men would accept this deal, and very often we are even deemed to be real men when we do accept this deal. So Nina would have sent you something by Kendra G. Let's see if we can run that right now. I hear what Kendra G has to say about Kevin Samuels.
Right. Screen run.
Oh man.
Why the video has no sound? Go wrong in the download. Give me 1 second, Derek. Let me try to figure this out. The video is there, but nope, the video has no sound that you said.
Oh man, all right. No problem. No problem. Yeah. What has happened? In that particular video, she talks about the fact that she has never heard men have a problem with women who are mothers, who are overweight, who don't have a job until Kevin Samuels came along. That's what she says in that clip, right? Now, that's not the problem, right? As much as she would like you to believe that that's what it is. That's not what it is. If you're a mother, you're a mother, that's fine. Yeah. But understand that men with options are now choosing and will always choose the best possible options. From the time you have children, sorry ladies, you are no longer the best possible option for men with options. Why do I say that? I know that that's so hard to hear. I know that that's a little rough to hear. But why should a man deal with you at, let's say, 30 with a child, when he can have a woman who's 25 with no child? Because you and your child, very often ladies say, we are what? We are a package deal. So if I am coming by you to bake a fowl, as a friend of mine would tell you, famously, if he coming by you to bake a fowl, and lady say, you know what, let me bring some shafat, I gotta bring shafat for you, and you son, or daughter, whoever it is, right? So immediately that is it's a little bit more expensive, but an expense nonetheless, right? So that is only one aspect of it. There's also the aspect of having to deal with your child's father. Men don't really want to have to deal with that. Some men, I had a very rough experience with that one time, um, where the boy's father, he was told one thing, he wanted to come and make a scene. Been through it, been there, done that, right? Don't need that in my life, right? So men have decided, you know what? And we talk about it here, protecting your investments. If I have made my investment, my time, my effort, my money, or whatever I earn a certain amount of money because of my own efforts, why am I now going to turn and split that or share that with somebody else? In times gone by, men would sit silently and suffer silently and say nothing, but now men are speaking out. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. I hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day.
Oh no.
Those of you who celebrate, yeah. And the day before, Sunday was Galentine's Day, so I hope some of you ladies enjoyed that as well.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but yesterday was Valentine's Day, and we saw many men with a popular meme that was going around.
Yep.
With a woman who said she had waxed her boyfriend's Valentine's gift, and in response, somebody asked if she had got him a car.
Oh my
In years past, that would have been acceptable. That would have been cool. Nobody would have had a problem with that. You know, I went to Sheraton. Yeah, I went to Sheraton yesterday. Yesterday. I went to Sheraton yesterday, and I would have seen, you know, guys out there shopping up, buying the roses and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, it was cool. It was sweet. It was nice. And I every time I saw a guy like a whole set of bags and stuff, I just wondered, you know, I wonder what this guy's getting. You know? I wonder what this guy's getting. And I really hope that is more than shaved or unshaved. Boom. Right? So that was my thought yesterday when I saw guys with packages. I didn't see any ladies with packages, interestingly enough. Right? But that question, you get him a card, that would not have come before. People are kind of, it wax, yeah. She waxed it, it's all good in the hood.
Yeah, that'd be good for it.
Yeah, we take the loving and be grateful. But no, things have changed. Things are changing. And that's why I said last week, I think it was on the live stream, ladies, pay attention. Ladies, pay attention. Things are changing. Men are waking up. Men are speaking out more. And you know how men operate. We don't talk enough. We see we gotta say, and when the end change, we just move on. I operate differently. Right? Kevin Samuels, you know, others in the manosphere have helped to change the thinking that boom is all the women gonna bring to the table. It's also helped men to understand that they have value and that they're better off sharing their value with and building their own family. And sharing that value with people who are more deserving of it. Because a lot of people seem to think that, you know, men should just give them. Should just sit by and say, hey, I look cute-ish a lot of time. I got some sex. I can give you this action. You provide all for me. Right? And this is a real sticking point where Kevin Samuels is concerned. A lot of women do not like the fact that he is raising the bar for what men in general and black men in particular should accept in relationships. Because now it means that these women now have to raise their own game as well. Ain't no more WAP. You gotta bring something more than WAP. very often when you ask, what are you bringing to the table other than the WAP? A lot of women are no clue.
As you like to
You
say,
ask them,
as you like to say, your man, status.
yeah, bereft of utterances. You know what I mean? And that's how they look at you like it's a mystery. Yeah.
Truth is out there, ladies.
You see, Kevin Samuels and others in the manosphere, the Senate included, right, are encouraging men to want better for themselves and to ask for better deals in the relationships with women. For decades, it has been one-way traffic in terms of the demands and requests being made in relationships. And men have been expected to accept whatever is meted out to them. But no, that is changing. Praise Christ, praise Jah. And now it is uncomfortable. It's starting to get uncomfortable. We ain't had no problem with color purple. We ain't had no problem with waiting to exhale. We ain't had no problem with daring a mad black woman. But we got a problem with a mad dress like a funeral director telling men to want better for themselves and to expect better, to do better for themselves and expect better for themselves. That is the Kevin Samuels effect.
Hallelujah. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Senate. Yes, definitely need some DJ energy right there. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are watching the Senate podcast. Take a moment to like or dislike. We see any numbers ain't adding up, people. So let's try to raise the like count to those of you that have not liked yet or haven't disliked yet. Please hit the like or dislike button. If you haven't subscribed and you're watching from the shadows, consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. We do Senate shorts for you 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, usually at 8 p.m., we have the live. So if you want to be a part of the community, if you want to help be part of building something that by what we are being told is important, let us get it. No, I would say, to be honest, Derek brought me on into Kevin Samuels, and the first video that I watched was not the average at best video. It was I can't even remember, but it was something, and then I got into average at best. Now, for me in the manosphere, there are some extremes, and there are some people that are kind of, easy into it. But the salient message is that one, well, sorry, it's not even one. It is the salient message is holding people accountable, men and women. It's holding men accountable by saying, improve yourself, better yourself, be a better man in holistically, and you will attract. We hear it all the time, be the energy you want to attract, right? So basically, if men put and pour into themselves and improve themselves, whether body, mind, spirit, or finance, they will typically and hopefully receive a better class of mate, or their opportunities would increase, or their quality of options would increase. Of course, Kevin Samuels did go viral with the average at best, and he tried his best to be very measured in some of the questions and everything. And the woman she took it on the chin really well. She was not abrasive or anything. She was obviously, she could see she felt some type of way, but it was important because we say here all the time, right? Men are held to accountable. We are held to a standard. We are held every day to a level of scrutiny that is quite honestly incredible, considering that women are not held to that same standard. Women in today's age can say and do whatever they want and move however they want and expect the results to be in their favor. Now, this is not about taking away the candy from women. This is not about stopping the fun for anybody. This is simply having a level of equality where you say you want better results, you say you want better men, you say you want to have long-lasting committed relationships, and you want those relationships to be so meaningful and impactful that you can build and thrive in it, then it is not all on men. It's statistically impossible to say that exclusively men are the reason why the man-woman dynamic is wrong. The numbers don't back it up. The stories we hear from people don't back it up. Shoot, the stories from women, when you really listen and you pay attention, it doesn't back it up. So manosphere is really a space of improving men and understanding that you can choose better and holding women to account and men. So I understand, ladies and gentlemen, why Kevin Samuels and my dad say my dress like a funeral director can come off a bit rough. Who is this man? This man is what, 50? He's had failed marriages, 2 divorces. They say all types of things about him. They say that he's gay. They say that he's for intimacy. They say that he is predatory. They say all types of things about him. But in the end, and you know what? Because he's had failed relationships, failed marriages, because he may pay for the loving, because he may do certain things, does not take away from his message. In the end, men need to do better, and in the end, women need to do. Everybody has expectations. Of course, everybody has expectations. Men have expectations too, but we fully know and appreciate the fact that our expectations are not realistic. We know full well that we may want a woman to come and rub our head. Well, I was gonna make a dirty joke, but rub our head and reassure us and, you know, give us some of the conky and everything be jiggy. But it's more nuanced than that. We understand that she is not going to look a particular type of way. We understand that even though she may provide what we want in terms of emotional support, sexual desire, she may not come in that packaging that we like. Men have a give and take. By and large, men have a measured a measure of juxtaposing reality with expectation. But what we are finding is, and again, this is in data, this is in research, this is in talking with people, this is in a myriad of ways we've come to this conclusion. Women have an expectation and have been empowered to believe that their expectation should be their reality and deserved. And when you look across the board, a lot of women are sitting back and expecting a man to be everything that they want. They have no problem in saying exactly what they want in great detail with what they want. And they expect all of it to fall in the dominoes with the understanding that they are hormonal, they are a smorgasbord of emotions, and we have to take them flaws and all. We men are supposed to be on the line. We are supposed to be dressed to the nines. We are expected to be fit. If we are not fit, we cannot be obese. We cannot be fat. Yes, I'm going to use the word fat because I am not going to curtail language here. We are expected to have our money up. We have to be ambitious. We have to be about our business. We have to fulfill the social contract of being a man. We are expected not to do certain things that may bring us joy and pleasure in terms of playing video games and sports and other things. We are expected to be, by their definition, by women's definition, man. That is a problem because a man is nuanced and a man is many different things. Now, I know a school of thought maybe that women are held to an unrealistic standard of being a woman, and we can argue those merits from now till next year. But I think the important point is to realize that it is not as simple as I want a man that is, as Derek says, 6 foot, 12, 15 inches of wood. What else? The man must have more money than Jeff Bezos. He must be willing to spend that money on you lavishly and frivolously. And he is expected to have time to spend with you, but also maintain the lifestyle financially that you want. He must be a God-fearing man. He must be able to use the 15 inches of lumber. Shoot, he may have had to cure cancer and HIV and AIDS, and also be on the way to coming to a solution for COVID. The point remains is we are not that. Some of us men are alpha males. Some of us men are not alpha males. Some of us men are just men. We like what we like. We move how we move. We understand that we could do a bit better in the communication department. We understand we could do a bit more of being proactive with certain things and be more organized in certain things. But we also understand that women could be more nurturing, feminine, more accepting of certain situations, not be ruled by emotion. be measured in how they communicate. So there is issues on both sides of the fence. And I think Kevin Samuels went mainstream partly because of how he essentially brought up the woman. But the reason why he has gone by what we in the manosphere are considering mainstream, doing celebrities right now. He has been in a future video. The reason why he has transcended YouTube, this space that we're in, and essentially become the poster child for the manosphere, is because you cannot like his approach, you cannot like how he says things, but at the end of the day, there is merit to the school of thought that he is not saying that women should get back in the kitchen and understand the self, understand when the man come home, the meal must be hot and prepared before the news, and regardless of what you did, the children gotta be clean and fed and do the homework. By the time he get home, I saw he could just bend her over and have his way with her and keep quiet when the football game on. That's not what Kevin Samuels is saying. Kevin Samuels is simply saying two things. One, if you expect us men to be better, particularly black men, then fair play, turnabout is fair play. Women, you have to yourself as well, willing to improve, willing to compromise in every facet of being a woman. Same way that we men have to compromise in every facet of being. You understand? We understand that we cannot communicate. If you live with a woman, you gotta communicate. You gotta share vulnerability, right? You say we are expected to, when the day come, get up and go to work. The same way we are expected to, it's about breaking the house, deal with it. It's the same way we expect certain feminine things. They may look different to different people, but we understand basically what the traditional social contract is for men and women. Don't let us pretend. And I understand feminism has empowered women to go out there and work and to strive for better for themselves, and that is no problem. But understand there's still the responsibility of the relationship, and there's still the responsibility of the children. Yeah. Yes, men and women have to raise the children, but let's be honest. Young children tend to need their mother more than the father. Regardless of if the father tries his utmost best to interject himself into the schedule, if he plans to have 50-50 caring duties for the child will naturally need their mother more than they need their father. It's biological. So he brings stats, Kevin Samuels. He brings statistics, data. Derek and myself, he has influenced us in understanding that we too have to come, when we come here every Tuesday and Thursday, sometimes we talk in the short. We cannot just come and say, I feel. Cannot. Ever we came on this show and said, Derek, I feel. Neil, I feel. We spit some information. One can be, not even just one, but anybody would be quick to fact check us and hold us to an account. That is why we speak well. We've always spoken well. We both did very well in English language at secondary school. I think you got a distinction to right there.
Yep.
Yep, we both got distinction in English language. We are well-spoken men. And because of the things we do in terms of the creative spaces, we know how to interact and speak publicly. Right? We're intelligent men. Yeah, dancing man. We love sport and we's kiki ha. And we've got the soundboard and everything like that. But the point is we're intelligent men. And with that intelligence, we have to find a way to disseminate information and to deal with detractors as they come. Just like Kevin Samuels. You know, Derek and I share videos regularly. We share Poor Man's Podcast. We share Pink Butt Lessons. We share MTR, mediocre tutorials and reviews. We share O'Shea. We share a great deal of people. We also share The Godfather. Shoot. Sometimes we share the live streams. Not necessarily because we know sometimes the information that he got there, you know. But we watch it just to see how he holds his masculine frame and how he handles such because when he's doing a live stream, sometimes he has 30,000-40,000 people. And in those 30, he's got 20-30 people. And the people, one or two, one of this come at we throat, right? Not in a bad way, but you understand, y'all press us and challenge us, which we love. So we see him doing that with 30,000-40,000 people, especially people that call in. And we see him handle those situations and not be guided or ruled by emotion. He is measured and he's tempered. He understands what is deflection. He understands the sign language. He understands when you really just coming at me as a person or as a man just to win an argument, because we all know when you speak the loudest or you make a funny joke at the right time, it can detract and derail, but not even derail, distract from an argument and a point. So Kevin Samuels has not only impacted us as content creators, particularly in the manosphere, but just to see how he carries himself. This man, when he started, he didn't know nothing about live streams. So pretty. Shoot, sometimes he does his streams and he's still gremlins, the same gremlins that be bothering me, that's be bothering him. He said it. He's built it where he fled. Right? But that man has invested himself. If you see Kevin Samuels' videos from 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when he first started as speaking on fragrances and fashion, skin was uneven. He was rather thin. Wasn't necessarily, he used to dress well, but he definitely wasn't dressing with the confidence he has now. But no, my man's taking care of his skin. My man's taking care of his hair. My man has dealt with the issues he felt insecure about. His teeth, his vision, glasses he wears, right? And then he pairs that with what was there before, fashion. So he is well presented, and he also invests in his production and what he does. Darren and myself, we talk often all the time on how we can improve every content that we do. Whether we want to introduce new content, whether we want to upgrade cameras, mics, we love, have, we don't want to be coming here every week and the camera cutting out. Are we sticking up? You know what I'm saying?
Struggle streaming.
Yeah, we struggle streaming and we pixelating and stuff like that. We might drop it in and out. We want to because we want, honestly, if I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys, Derek and myself talk often. We want to take away all of the things you would use to come at us. Oh, look at he fat. He want a man to be better. Oh, look at them two broad men. They want men to be better. Them is what women should expect. You know what I'm saying? Look at this stream. This stream is a struggle stream. What this pixelated is to listen to them. We know that people will find any reason to say, do not watch and listen to them too, man. Kevin Samuels, I respect because he has made it to a point where you got to make up things to distract the argument. And in making up those things, they are so ridiculous and so unfounded that it makes you look small and petty for even bringing it up. Who cares if he got 2 divorces? What I mean? What does that mean when it comes to men being better? He tells men, I've literally heard him tell a man, and it hit home because I was in a similar position. He told a man straight, brother man, what you do? How old you are? We use work. And the man said, and it was to Kevin Samuels' mind, not up to standard. The man said, and you call me asking about a woman, brother man, you can't support you. You barely supporting yourself. You need to be working 2-3 jobs in order to the man said, forget women. Forget. Right now, you should be studying about getting your money up, getting your education up, getting your life up, your body, your mind, and your spirit. Right? Forget about women. Be on your purpose. Derek says it every week. Be on your purpose. Because at the end of the day, and I said it today actually when I was having a conversation with somebody on set, right? You have to be on your purpose. Why? Because you could got a partner, and your partner can use stress and gripe, and you got nothing. Or you could be by yourself. You know, you're looking for shit. Nothing! Here she is.
No, you know.
Right? Or,
no, you know.
Or you could either be with a person that's contentious and miserable and make you feel like crap or whatever and complaining about you ain't spending enough time, and then when you're spending more time, you ain't making enough money, you should work harder. You could be with one of them women, or you could be alone or on your $1 million yacht, wiping your tears with your $100 tears. I have gotten to a space now where I have no problem being wealthy alone. Crying that I alone and they got nobody. I have no problem with that.
That's not a problem.
That's no problem because
I grow it as a sound effect.
Right? That you must. Because at the end of the day, you are responsible for you and your personal growth. I can wrap this up really quickly so we could dive into the comments, right? You are responsible for you and your personal growth. You should have no expectations of anybody around you. Nobody is obligated to you. The only expectations you have of yourself and the only obligations you have or you should expect from anyone is of yourself. You have no reason to expect a man or a woman to do anything for you because they are not obligated. You could be married to someone and it has happened. You could be married to someone for 15, 20, 40 years. And one day they get up and say, don't let you say to you. You just chew your cornmeal away is that bothering me now for the last 35 years. So, oh, I'm bad with you. No one, and to be honest, it would suck. It would be a heartbreak. It would even be messed up. But at the end of the day, right? If that person is comfortable leaving you after 40, 30 years, can't make them stay. So I just want to surmise this and say Kevin Samuels is doing an awesome job, and you can see it trickling down into the manosphere. Even with the content creators that are large, medium, and small. Shoot, look at us. We haven't got 300 subscribers yet. But we've been consistent, we've been showing up, and we've been doing and speaking things based on statistics, data, and compiling anecdotal evidence. And we are working to make sure that we are, once we get our ish together, where we say something, what I'm going to say, well, I can't ever see the man teeth look crooked. I can't ever see the man dressed properly. I can't ever see the camera pixelated. You can only talk about all shit that we do. You can only talk about how one, but that man was divorced. That man, he got a child mother. And that's fine. If you look at the numbers, we are now come true. Some of the same detractors got the same issues that we have had. So if we truly want to be about difference, if we truly want to be changing things and to get to the root of things and to have a reconnection between men and women, men like Kevin Samuels need to be listened to. And because he is what we call the Godfather, it trickles down to us. Give us a listen. I ain't tell you that you got to agree. I ain't tell you not to blindly follow. I'm not telling you to blindly follow, sorry. Just understand the message and the reasoning behind what is happening in the career. So Kevin Samuels, we made you the topic of our 100th episode. You are a titan. What you do is masterful. They should teach courses in it, to be very honest. And this is not only in the manosphere, but public speaking and debating. Another great man is Jordan Peterson, but he will get his flowers another time in this space. But right now, I think we need to appreciate why Kevin Samuels is here. And we do appreciate you guys for watching our 100th episode and rocking with us late on this episode. And Derek, what?
Yeah, man.
What they saying in the comments? What's the vibe?
Yeah, man. All right. Got some people giving us congrats on the 100th episode. Aston is saying that Kevin Samuels is a light up man back in the day. What? Yeah, he definitely used, and it used to be vicious. Erica says Kevin Samuels made some valid points, especially about being real with expectations and being more honest with self. But he is too male chauvinist. What Trump is to white supremacists.
Inflammatory comment, but I mean,
to say the least.
I understand the sentiment, but it could have been worded a bit less incendiary.
Astor says them is the table, but shaped like a table with a short leg.
Table breakdown.
Okay. Then he asks, why is his paying for it a bad thing? He's a businessman, and that's a business, no fuss, no stress. And that is part of the that we're talking about. Man, I've heard for years, man saying, look, I would rather go to and pay. That way, I know we're getting, I know how much it can cost me up front. As opposed to going through the process of a relationship, etc., and then, running up, significantly more than what it would cost to go on build, right? And I've heard me say that for years. But what's happening now is that relationships are becoming so transactional, right? Again, Instagramification and the whole thing. Women want more. And men can't provide more and more and more. Well, a lot of men can't provide more and more and more. That 85%. But I thought 15% them got access to all the women, right? And them could provide more and more and more. Right? So when you got women who want more, men who can't provide with them, let me just go and pay. Boy could pay. As opposed to saying, they gotta put you in a house and they gotta outfit you and they gotta provide hair and nails, etc., etc., etc.
They gotta deal with the temptation and the challenging of leadership and question of manhood.
There is a video of a guy who gave his girlfriend some gifts for Valentine's Day, and
we didn't have this conversation. Oh my god!
And she had, she kicked up an eruption because she wanted booty shorts. She said that he didn't get those, and that was a big noise. And I mean, she cussing out this man. Then she would say she wanted a Pandora thing. He didn't get that, and she paraded. She do dog. You know what I mean?
That's the man up there.
And and you're seeing more and more of that. You're seeing more and more of that, and a lot of men saying, you know what, the money they spending gifts, they could have gone bushel without it and get fixed up during the first lockdown last year, in 2022. So this last year before, whenever it was, they had a man that died on his way from, you know, a known lady of the night. So this man left his wife home, broke curfew to go and visit this woman. You know what I mean? Because to his mind, that was a better option, an easier option than trying to get some from his wife at home. And he lost his life in the process. You know what I mean? So relationships becoming more and more transactional. So to Aston's point, no fuss, no stress.
My only issue with the paying for it is that by societal standards, it is essentially you're putting yourself at risk.
Yeah, because shoot, when I pay for it, and you pay for it, and somebody else pay for it, and somebody, you're opening up yourself to, you know,
several different communicable diseases.
What's that other things? So we're not recommending that here in the Senate. Let me say that up front. We're not recommending that people go that route and pay for services rendered. That's not what we're suggesting, but we're just explaining to you why things are shifting towards that, right? Erica says, don't reject the woman shaped like a table and you with bare belly and dirty fingernails. But here's the thing to that, Erica. A lot of women reject that bare belly man.
I posit more women. I have no data. This is just from anecdotal and unofficial polls that we have done. But by and large, see women that are not necessarily shaped the best or the most hygienic, they have nice personality. We have found more often than not that don't matter to a woman. If the man don't look sort of type of way, well, hygiene is grown to left anybody take on the board. But if a man fat, can't take no man.
Sure. Yeah, short man.
I have never heard. I have in my life. I know they're out there, and I know there are some women that have said that. I have never heard a woman tell me or say in my presence, I'm a chubby chaser. I like the fat. I have
a what? A what? No.
A chubby chaser. You never heard the term chubby chaser?
I've never heard that term.
Derek might be here to say. You never heard chubby chaser?
Never heard that term.
Yeah, man.
Chubby chaser.
Our boy Colonel would be considered a chubby chaser, but women also too would want a man that got these things. But that don't happen nowadays. That ain't sexy for the gram. That ain't sexy for the gram.
Yeah, it's not. When you look around, I saw a thing, Method Man was trending for a little bit. It seems like I'm not sure why, but everybody, Method Man just kicked up here the other day and everybody was like drooling over the Method Man.
Oh.
And again, unless you are a man of resources, a man of means, if you're short and fat, and then for you. Yeah, you could cure you. money and resources is the band-aid that kind of covers everything else. You can be short of that. If you got money, you gotta be short of that, bro. You know what I mean? So
as the young people would say, pick a struggle.
Pick a struggle, yeah. Marlon is saying fair is fair. So yeah, fair is fair. But that's the challenge that we've had. Lizzo, for example, Lizzo does not. Lizzo check LeBron a car, Anthony Towns, and then kind of guys.
You never see she check a fat man.
Literal Captain America.
But she want the fit man to check she as a fat woman.
Yeah. Oh, it is. I said fair is fair, Erica, but how many times are women not doing anything but want everything? Yeah, I get what you're saying, but none of your sisters are, but some of your sisters are ridiculous with it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're breaking
about men who take sex and such.
Sorry, you may have to repeat what you just said because you broke up there a bit.
Okay, sorry. Struggle streaming. Erica says, we'll avoid those women. Part of the problem is that these women still get men who take sex, etc., and maintain long superficial relationships, then run from marriage. Woman scorned, no growth.
Simple. Leave out those women. But
you see the challenges.
Go ahead, my brother.
Men still want. Men want the sex, right? Men want the sex. At the end of the day, and women want security, right? It's not a matter of running from marriage. It's a matter of, is the woman marriageable, if that's a word?
No, we could coin it. We could do anything we want here, bro.
Is the woman marriageable? Because I said today's Tuesday, so it had been last week on the live stream. We talk all the time. We say, "Oh, these men are cheaters," and we generally go two routes for men. Men are cheaters. Men are abusers. Yeah. Those are the main complaints. Men are cheaters. Men are abusers. But we never really get into the other things that impact relationships, right? We never get into because those are not the only things that destroy relationships, but we've been led to believe that that's the case, right? Nagging, consistent nagging. Shoot, women is cheat the same way like men. Yeah, women are abusive the same way men, because guess what? Women are allowed verbal abuse, and a lot of them are allowed physical abuse as well.
Emotional abuse as well.
To actually inflict it.
A lot of intangible things.
There's a reason why so many men are like, yeah, we can drink one more before we go home. We all know that one man that's like just out, and he's the last. You know you married, but he's the last man to go home.
Get home already?
I might want then the home.
It's only 2 o'clock in the morning. He's man get home.
In a piece at home, so that man will go home, right? So the man can stay in a relationship if he gets in sex. Simple.
Sex or peace of mind. Both if you're lucky.
Yeah, congrats on the 100. Thank you so much, Erica. But there's so many of those and just leave them all out to roll, because to roll the dice makes no sense. There's a gamble all wrong. Erica says Kevin rubs women the wrong way in how he assesses a woman's value based on age, height, weight, number of children. He speaks to submission. I have said that marriage as a partnership is a fantasy. But all right, let me break down a couple things here. The reason that he assesses the value based on age, height, weight, number of children, two things. One, that's how men do it. Yeah. that's how men do it.
That's how we get the boardroom and make a business decision.
Yeah, and secondly, we do it that way because, well, he does it that way, and men do it that way because those are things that we can't be deceived on. Your height is your height. Your weight is your weight. You can say what you want to say. You can lie about it, but when we see you, it is what it are until it aren't.
It can't be.
Yeah. Number of children, unless you plan to hide them, That ain't changing. Yeah. Age, you can identify as 20 by your organs and everything, and your skin. Fellas, check the hands, check the neck.
Cheeks on hallelujah and the feet.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
That would tell you we're really good whole school keeping.
Inform you.
Look young.
Yeah, they might got that BBL.
Check the hands, the feet, and the neck, right?
Yeah, with some work done. Augmentations is there, they say, things installed.
Yeah, we're gonna get a recondition, right? But those things can't change. You can't. You could get a little correctional operation and thing, but your height can be your height. Can't change the number of children you got. You can't change how old you are. So that is why he assesses them based on that. Shoot, women come on, you sure? Wash down makeup. Try.
Be it in somebody else here. Be it in somebody else here.
Exactly. We all see the sorcery that happens with these makeup tutorials. We all see the sorcery. So that's why he asks you, shoot, tell me how you look without your makeup.
With this dress size.
Yeah. You can lie about them things, but when we see you, we can know, right? He speaks to submission.
Wait. Before you go on, my brother, don't leave that point just yet. The other reason why he assesses women like that is because men are assessed like that. Let's be honest with ourselves here. You do not look at a man and say, I do not. He's a man that will check irrespective of age, irrespective of weight, irrespective of height, irrespective of children, irrespective of finances. We could even add on to this, his ability to protect. We could even add on to this. But by and large, society measures mate. This is biologic. This is biological, right? You want a man that can protect you. So what do you look for? Look for a man that is bigger than you, stronger than you, which means fitter than you. That is what you want. You don't want no man that when somebody breaking in, your heart start to tick and you fall down. You don't want a man that when somebody breaking there, he can't do nothing. You don't want a man that if you gotta lift up something, he can't lift it up. He cannot do what is expected. Shoot, let's take away technology because let's go back to hunting and foraging. If we ever go back to that, you want a man, trust me and believe, you will see how people assess if certain amenities are taken away from this society. So don't let us fool our foot that he rubs women the wrong way by how they're assessed. People assess mating and have always assessed people based on height, weight, and age, and number of dependents. Because with number of dependents, that comes with the shattering of peace of mind. So don't let us make it seem as though Kevin Samuels rubbing people the wrong way or he putting value upon women that is unfair. It happens every day. Women objectify men to this day. So let me understand how school keeping. Continue, my brother.
That's a very fair point, Neil. And a good point too. We gotta stop trying to pretend that we are so evolved that we don't look for certain things that we can see past the physical a lot of times. Yeah, we gotta stop this and let me be honest and real with ourselves. Shoot, as you said, women want men who look. Shoot, we had a lady that sent us an email. Neil said she was looking for a man because she's a bigger girl. She wanted a man who was solid.
Actually, bigger than her in terms of
bigger than her.
And
she wanted a man that's taller than her and just as broad as she was, right? Because she needed to feel protected, or at least the possibility of being protected. And when we look through mammals, generally speaking, the male is bigger than the female. Hence why my short friends out there, this is why women generally overlook you, because if you're shorter than them,
don't waste me time.
Yeah, pretty much. The same. He speaks of submission and have said that marriage as a partnership is a fantasy. Marriage is not. I think I said this last week. I can say it again. we looking at the Disney version of marriage, right? If we're talking about going forward and building, I had this discussion with a friend of mine recently too. And then like she was trying to understand marriage and all that. I was saying, we could look, marriage could work if people would kind of acknowledge some things. I remember Ramel said in our live stream, attraction never stops. But because you are married to somebody doesn't mean that you stop seeing other people. Sorry, that's not bad. That you stop being attracted to other people. Right? And if we could be honest with that and acknowledge that for what it is, that will go a long way. Right? And if we can set out some rules, not saying, but that's a whole other. Let me not get into that. There's another discussion for another. I think I'll save that for another stream so we can get into it. They need to be on opposite sides of the fence, because I suspect what I will have to say on that topic might be very controversial. Anyhow, Steve says men are Steve says men are usually disqualified on site. Yeah.
On site, yo.
Yeah, I remember back in the day it was considered too dark. But thank God for Michael Jordan. He brought in us dark skinned guys in the 90s. Bless his heart, Wesley Snipes, Tyrese. Shout out them guys, man. They did me a solid. And then I'll be sure he was repping for red skin dudes, he light skin dudes back in the day. Then Michael pushed them out in the 90s, and now Claire Thompson and Steph Curry trying to bring back red men. So they got hope for you, deals. Got hope for you.
Yep.
Fergie says Kevin Samuels actually sold out men by telling women that's how men have traditionally and continue to rate women that they're interested in. Yeah, Fergie. But here's the thing. Right? This is the beauty of what you just said. He has told women as how they're going to be rated. Women are saying, hey, that's all we're gonna find how you all do it. But this is how we think you should do it. This comes back to Neil's point. This is how we like.
You're breaking it again, Derek. You're breaking it real bad.
Yeah, another point. Men have said forever. Yeah. Men have said forever and a day. You don't like makeup. You don't like lipstick and thing. You don't like this big law weave mock hair upon your head and thing. We don't like that. Let me say, that's all been fine. Get rocks. We gonna put on all of this a coot tomorrow, right? Men have said, but we let you just as you is. Just the way you are. We let you as you is. You don't go upon the fake nails. You don't go upon these awnings, like snuffleupagus, but you don't go upon any things. We let you just how you is. I know when I meet you, you to look a certain way. That's what you like. I like you because you look like that. But me say, nah. That's what you like, but this is what you like. Ain't nothing to do with what you like, so
Deal with it.
Right? So as much as the Fergie's point, Kevin Samuels has said, well, yeah, this is how men do it. This is what men looking for. Women don't care. So it's like, yeah, we're not like that, but this is what we want to do, so this is what we're going to do, and that's fine. Do what you want to do. You want to do. Please understand, though, that it has started. Yeah, they got women in London complaining that they can't get a date. Yeah, complaining they can't get a date. Yeah, everything is trickled down. It's happening in the States too. Everything is trickled down. I warn women, I put up on your guard. Yeah, you hear first, and he said it can start happening in Barbados. Shoot, we see it already. Young men pushing back. The youngsters, we got some youngsters that's coming we chat. Like teenagers, some preteens.
Never teenagers, preteens.
Yeah, the man saying straight, look, we watch that old boys do it. That man in sense.
Enough is sufficient.
This how we can do it now going forward. And if that's how these youngsters starting at 12, 11, things looking rough. Things looking real rough going forward. It can be rough, B. Yeah? Fergie says, what has happened is that women hate to know that it is what men do plus the assessment of their attitude and their cooperativeness. That's a fancy word for submission.
I mean, that's a lot of words to say one.
Yeah, that's attitude and cooperativeness.
Submit.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I know, Erica, you don't like to hear that word submission. But at the end of the day, it always comes back to that. You can't get around it. Right? And because of how things are going, because of this movement, men are being encouraged to do better for themselves and do not encourage anybody who is not on their program. That is the word that is going out. So more and more people in Manosphere are saying, look, prove your situation and then handpick who you want. Handpick who you want. And if that person that you handpick is not on your program, on to the next. So ladies, you are becoming more and more disposable for relationships, not for sex, for relationships. And there is a difference. There's a difference between if a man can say, come, let me go and sit down, have a little bite to eat, let me take a drive, or let me chill, let me hang, let me spend some time. Yeah. As opposed to the man calling you, yeah, curfew is midnight, so I hear so at quarter past 11.
You know what time it is, man.
Use the last call before the jerkins. I still say jerkins for the jerkins.
Chat ask them for your jerkins.
Yeah. I still say they're glad the youngsters anti-simp though. Glad. Jason Bell, good to see you, my brother. Says if she ain't holding you down, she's slowing you down. That should be put on a shirt. Yeah. If she ain't holding you down, she's slowing you down. Let me give you a shot. You know that is just saying it.
That is lyrics to the last. Not calling you the last, but you know.
Yeah. Big up Zane, Lauren Zane.
Yeah.
If she ain't holding you down, she's slowing you down. Right? And a lot of men are starting to approach situations like that. So ladies, if you want a situation with a man, and don't jump in the chat telling me about these men in the use, because we talking about the men that are of use. We talking about them, the decent men. We talking about Pookie and Ray.
No.
We're talking about men with whom you can build something. If you want those men, couple things. You're going one, Erica, sorry to tell you, you're gonna have to submit at some point. I'm sorry to tell you.
Submission is getting warm at 2:37 regularly, you know. I tell you.
I know Erica will hear that, but at some point, you ain't got to.
A simp, no, taking care of your woman does not make you a simp. However, going out of your masculine frame consistently to acquiesce to a woman is simping, particularly when we understand that women just leave you because you are acquiescing to her.
Not only that, neither. When you do that and it's not reciprocated, exactly. That is the crux of it.
That is
when you are overextending yourself and it is not reciprocated. That is the crux of simping, right?
Yeah.
No, please, and Erica, yeah, don't guilt trip me, man. That's what I look like there. So taking care of your own mates, except no, we see you with your deflections. We see you.
We never said that.
Never said that.
We encourage that.
You as a man, you are supposed to take care of provide for, protect. That's what that's what men's supposed to do. Let me preach that there. You as a man supposed to take care of, provide, protect. That's what we supposed to do, right? In any environment you go into, that is your role, to provide, protect, build up, support. That's your job. That's what you're supposed to do.
You know,
right? But if it ain't coming back, fellas, you gotta let it out. Simping and pimping, I can cooperate, not submit.
Let me handle this one, Derek. You know, Erica, I really would like one day that we can have a conversation, hopefully in this space, that you could come on and you could say, we can have a conversation about why you have such a problem with submit. What do you think submission looks like to you, and why is it such a problem for you? And it would be interesting to have conversations based on your previous relationships, etc., to see what, if you did submit and it went wrong, or if you chose not to submit and that is the reason why you may or may not have had successful relationships. It is just interesting why we have explained ad nauseum what submission looks like to us. And to this day, it gives you such angst to be willing to submit. I wonder something, right? I truly wonder something, and I don't mean to be facetious, but is marriage something you would like, Erica? Is having I don't want to say happily ever after, because that's the Disneyfication of the whole thing. Yeah, but would you want to be with a man? Would you like a life partner for the rest of your life? If you do, I don't care however you could swallow it in your mind, you will have to submit. And by extension, he will have to submit to you at some point. I don't know if this is a previous trauma. I don't know if this is an example you saw that you don't like. I don't know what it is. But I am really sorry to tell you, you want to have successful relationships, you have to submit. That if you talk to Ramel was on the show. Ramel was on the show, a married man of 15 years. And he too mentioned that his wife submits to him when he's be editing and doing things. She does, of her own volition, fix a plate for the man and bring it to him. By extension, Ramel knows that her love language is communication and expressing, anything verbally. So Ramel lets her have that space so that he can submit to her. I don't know why submission is such a hard thing for you. I don't get why. Is it the word? Is it better that we use the definition of submit instead of the word submit? It is essentially the same thing. I just don't understand why you cooperate. I cooperate with people I work with. I cooperate with my mailman. I mean, it is like, truly, Eric, I'm not being facetious. It is fascinating to me. What is your hang up with the word submission? And I really would like one day you to come on this show so we can have a conversation about, shoot, all we need is your voice. You could come and let us talk about why submission is such a sticking point for you. And it's not even to say it is the connotation or the definition of submission. You simply just have a word with the word submit. And it is fascinating to me. I just don't understand why because I believe, judge based on some Google submit, it means to I Google that almost every week. Because when you come and you make it seem like submit is such a bad word, it means to accept or yield to a superior force or authority or will from another person. And we say every week in this space that if you are the better person landscaping the lawn, I am to submit to you. And if I am the better person at cooking, you must yield to me. You don't understand. If I am a superior cook to you, and we both want to eat good food, why would you not yield and accept or submit to me? Like, this is fascinating. Why do you read that and see it as subservience or servitude? Because I know that exactly that's where you're going with this. Where in this statement, Google submit, it means accept or yield to a superior force, to the authority, or Google subservience. Google servant or slave. Google them words. and see if it lines up with what you're going on. See if submit lines up with those words more so than this. Come on, Erica, man. Come on, Erica. Like, I understand it's hard to swallow. But this, what you can read it as many times as you need to. It means accept or yield to a superior force or to the authority or will of another person. That is called being in an adult relationship.
But he's gonna do it every day at work.
But the thing about it is, there got times you know full well. Shoot, let me talk you things, man. You woman that's come home and ask you how's your day, and you know full well she ain't got energy for this, you know. I know what is good. I do not have the energy for this. But you submit to her will of wanting to talk and prattle on about your day.
Right. Yeah. Ramel said that as much.
You submit to her. You acquiesce to her will. What? Am I missing something? Well, I don't understand why. I know what submit means. And when we talk about a man-woman dynamic, when we talk about relationship, submission should happen every day. Every day you should wake up to say, you know what, I know at some point I will have to submit to my partner. I don't mean a woman. I'm talking about men and women. Subservient. 1. Useful in an inferior capacity. Subordinate. 2. Subordinate. How we get there? Earning, serving to promote some end. Obsequiously submissive. Oh, okay. So C number 3. So we're sticking on the obsequiously submissive. Erica, I will say this, right? English language is a very nuanced thing. And what you have just done there is you've taken words instead of meanings and kind of mishmashed it into trying to make your point. And I appreciate that, because at the end of the day, I can see this as a conversation I would like to have with you. And I'm being very, very serious. I don't mean it in ill will or bad faith. It is a conversation I would like to have, because even reading what you have just put there, use it in an inferior capacity. Useful in an inferior capacity. Submission is not about using someone in an inferior capacity. That's number 1. Serving to promote some end. Sure, maybe subordinate is to serve to promote some end, because if food need to cook and you want to help me cook the food so it could pass faster, you could be my subordinate, right? But to obsequiously submissive, take out the word submissive. You are focusing on submit. You ain't saying obsequious. Look, Asta just said it. Obsequious is the linchpin there, and that's the exact point I was trying to make. Anyhow, sorry, Derek. Go ahead.
This is I kind of I know how it goes. It is clearly when I actually call a buzzword and a catchphrase, right? I think whenever we think about submitting, we immediately go to Color Purple. You know, with Whoopi Goldberg's character, gotta get the razor and shave the man's face, and if she nicky, she know that he can come back with a backhand slap. You know what I mean? We ain't talking about that, right? We're not talking about that at all. In order for a relationship to function, there need to function effectively.
Effectively, yeah.
It has to be an exchange of ideas, right? Whoever, shoot, your mom might bring the ideas. You might say, this is how I want to do things. And you as a woman, guided counsel can say, hey, that's all well and fine, honey, but how about we try this instead, or we add this to what we want to do. We could do this a better way. I don't get it.
I don't want a boy shave me. I don't want a boy cut my toenails. I don't want that, simply because them is things that as a grown adult, I should be doing for myself. You understand what I mean? I've had people offer to shave body parts and cut body parts of me that I was like, yo, no.
Cool, I got it.
My mother used to cut my hair. My father used to cut my hair. I was 6. I good.
Um, where am I? Where am I? Tango Fox out to run. You got some essays to run, so enjoy that, my brother. As it says, even when you do what you're supposed to do, they leave. Dragons never grow legs and walk out yet. Facts. Renrick says a wife is a gift. Women must first see themselves in that light.
Say that again. Say that again. Read it again.
A wife is a gift. Women must first see themselves in that light. See, saw somebody mention the Bible later on. I think, yes, Renrick did say we have to go back to the original manual, the Bible. Man is the head.
But here's the problem with that, Renrick. The problem is that women skipping the whole wife thing, and they see themselves as a gift. They don't. they see themselves as the gift, not wife or wife not, children or children not.
The scripture says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing," and the presupposition being that you gotta be a wife first in order to be found.
And
right?
wives are what? Submissive.
So, and Jason says, lots of women, not nearly enough wives. Everybody can be a wife.
Wives don't twerp on TikTok. I just saying.
Oh, shoot. What? Oh my God. Yeah. Whoa. Where are we? Yes. Yeah, we went through Erica's Google submit and stuff. It's about performance and duty, not imagination or self-image. Again, ask me how I know. How do you know, Jason?
Me, teacher, me.
The wishes to be Leonidas Spartans don't submit. That's all right. They ain't got no problem submitting for that paycheck. Yeah. Yeah, you see, relationships are like that. You got to submit, man. You got to submit to somebody at some point.
At some point, man, woman got to submit.
It's fair to figure out. But when we hear submit, we think abuse. You know what I mean?
You know, it's interesting, Derek. Before you continue, Erica says that her parents have been married. They're celebrating almost 50 years of marriage, I think she said at some point.
Yeah,
and I am sure. I think she made mention saying happily, but I guess she changed the wording or whatever. The point is, her parents have been married for 50 years. Them and divorcing. After 50 years, you know, we wake up one day and say, well,
wait, no, this here.
But the point I'm trying to make here is that you cannot have 50 years. You cannot make it to 50 years and there be submission on both parties' points. Now, to you, it may look like the woman is submitting more to her husband because she does things like cook and clean or whatever. But I guarantee you, they both submit to that. If they did not, well, shoot, but that is abuse. It is abuse. So it's fascinating. It's fascinating.
Yeah. Fergie says you're looking for the wrong place for submission. Submission is in the Bible, not the dictionary. Jason says he officially hates that movie, so he means the color purple. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. It's funny. It's really funny. The natural. I don't. We've been done a disservice, right? We've been done a disservice because we seem to think that we always approach relationships in bad faith. Always. So women tend to think, again, so this relationship with this man, no use. I can get horn up, down, left, right, select, start, as you would say. He ain't gonna be this, he ain't gonna be that. As opposed to saying, you know, well, what could happen? You know, and I understand it, get it. Women have had bad experiences with men. We get it. We understand that, right? But understand you do not hold the exclusive rights to hurt and pain. And as such, men have been through those pains and those hurts too. So we have to man up and get over our shit. Because guess what? If a man comes to you in a relationship and says, well, yeah, last woman I had hurt me, so I ain't really dealing with you that kind of way. It's a problem. You know what I mean? We still have to pack up and move on to the next relationship and go ahead as if nothing had happened before. Right? Because if we do, the first thing you hear is, well, who hurt you? Yeah? So you can't you gotta go into the relationship in good faith and stop saying, well, yeah, these men ain't ish. You know, maybe shoot, Valentine's done, so we can see that start up now again to like November.
That coming March.
And then shit.
March getting into summer, we get influx of men and shit.
Might get a little roll out. Might let me roll out the rest of February, right? You see Jason in the chat again. Jason, Renrick is LOLing. Steve says, if you go into a relationship looking for it to fail, aren't you subconsciously causing it to fail? Yeah, you kind of just waiting for the shoe to drop. Rank propaganda that murdered the black male image worldwide. It has taken 40 plus years for us to begin to recover from the fallout. That is a fact.
And also,
we are now starting to recover.
I also may add, the color purple came out of the propaganda that murdered the male black image. That came in a time when the black community was now trying to catch its footing, coming off of what would have happened during Jim Crow and the other atrocities that would have happened to the black community. Again, I say the black community is in its infancy. We now starting to catch ourselves. Along comes movies like The Color Purple, Waiting to Exhale, was all the Tyler Perry movies as paint as color, what is call it? Color cat, what is call it? Colorism, yeah.
Colorism,
yeah. Have colorism in its male, everybody black, but somehow the light skinned brother with the pretty eyes is the white color man. The black man like Derek, that look like Derek, that ball and everything. He rich and powerful, but abusive. I mean, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? As the young people would say. So, you're right, Derek. A disservice has been done, and we gotta understand. It's like a child. A child is 6 years old. You ain't gonna let him watch Die Hard. You ain't gonna let him watch.
Mike. Die Hard is the greatest
ever. But you if you take my meaning, you're not gonna raise your child on things that are not good for them. You're not gonna raise them on a diet that is not going to make them healthy. You're not going to raise them on lack of education. You're not going to raise them with some semblance of core beliefs and values. You are going to raise your child with some semblance of understanding and respect for the history and heritage of the human society that has come before him or her. We didn't do that. We have, what? Tell me the time period The Color Purple come up in. Not Jim Crow.
Yeah.
All right then. But that is heralded as an emancipation for black women everywhere during the 80s. You understand what I'm saying? When you look at not The Color Purple, Waiting to Exhale. The man in that day that tell the woman huff for the house and everything like that. That happens, but that don't happen at the clip that again.
Yeah, that's the next thing too, Neil, right? That lady, who's she name? Angela Bassett's character. Angela Bassett's character, to hear her tell it was an educated woman, etc. Cool. She got shafted, right? All right, cool, understood. But the laws that are in place now, because she still went back to court, she won. She got the house and everything, but then she went back to court and she won again in the end, right? And that is a part of the story that's not told, right? Because she won, right? Yeah, she lost her marriage. Okay, yes, she lost her marriage, but she won in the end. She was not left out in the street barefoot and pregnant, right? And we keep getting all these messages of men mistreating women being subjugated or forced to submit. To Erica's mind,
forced
right?
to submit.
But in these times where women have their own, they are now saying that, well, yeah, men are expendable, they don't need the men, right? And then, but you still want to do what you want to do within the confines of a relationship. And please understand, if you got a man that about anything, you are not going to be able to do what you want to do.
It's almost
That
as
is
if you're saying
just the way it is.
It's like you're saying there you submit to the relationship. This is
But shoot,
crazy.
the man has to submit to relationship because guess what? If you got a man and y'all in a relationship or whatever, you don't want your man out running the streets days at night when a certain thing being here. I guess what he understands that he has to submit to your will in that regard. So I fail to see how submit is such a
I seriously want to have a conversation with Erica because I don't know. I mean, yeah, that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I see the guys. Jason is saying cuffing season is over. Hot girl summer is back. Indeed, it is. 2022 is a different go around this year. Like Group said, Group from Despicable Me. My turn. Fergie says, Steve, absolutely, it's self-sabotage. Sabotage is my man, Choco Manaj would say, predetermining your destiny. Which is funny because they will take turn and say, yeah, whatever God got for me, I will get. So they all predetermined.
Yeah. You see, that's a funny thing that you just say, because when you're all alone, but you lost yourself in your 60s and 50s, you say that what God got planned for you too.
Predetermined.
Yeah.
That's the beauty about the predeterminism and choice and in living with intent. Like it kind of, I could pursue my education and pursue that with intent. But then when it comes to relationship, it's like, whatever God got for me, you get that.
Meanwhile,
but then God says, the handbook that I've given you, that manual that I like to refer to, says that, hey, the man is the head of the house. And you're like, maybe I really want what God got for me in this instance. You know what? Let me pursue my own thing and do my own thing. And then God says, hey, well, who finds a wife finds a good thing. And you say, yes, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. And you are done with that part of the scripture. You're ready to roll with that. And then God says, but really and truly, it shouldn't be like, here just fornicating and getting children and things loose. And they're like, maybe I'm sure what I have, you should fix that.
Pick and choose here.
Whatever God got for me, I could work with it. So now we got this kind of cherry picking the scriptures that work. You know what I mean? That's why I try not to deal with these scriptures too much in these discussions, because you see so much like vacillating between predeterminism and intent, right? And it's always funny for me to watch. It's like, I'm entertained by these things. I know you're a little confused. You're more flummoxed than I am.
I don't abide foolishness. But the thing also too is understanding the scriptures that say God help those who help themselves. Who they helping themselves out here? Literally putting all weights in this race called life, and then vex when they ain't got a man.
Well, Erica's got to submit to sleep, she's saying here. So, yeah, don't cooperate with sleep. Yeah.
And Erica, I'm real serious though. I really want to have this conversation with submit because I gotta get to the bottom of why the word submit is so troublesome for you. And maybe it could be therapeutic for you. Maybe it could help you. I mean, I'm a therapist, but it just ain't making sense to me. Anyhow, good night. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for the well wishes.
Yeah, man. I think that's a good time you too, because we had a late start and I still the same telling me to raise my hand. I'm not sure why, but
no, flummox. The word flummox. Use the word flummox.
Oh, I know it is.
Use the word flummox.
No problem. So yeah, man, I would like to know that you've extended the invitation to Erica. I want to extend it to a couple more people. I'll reach out to some people. Get you in on the chat, and we can have some more discussion and open up the panel a little bit. We're inviting the ladies too. Ladies, come through and
come through.
Have a conversation, have a chat.
Because just tell us all the time, really women. But people always be
asking.
Yeah,
up to last week, somebody asked us about providing some balance. Let me say first of all, I am not here for balance. That's not why
we are the balance. Actually,
we are the balance.
We are the balance.
So
believe it or not.
Yeah, this is men talk, right? We will have a discussion. We can have a discussion. I have no problem with that. You can come and try to convince me, and I will try to convince you, and we will see where we end up at the end of the night. But yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, I see Jason contributing. I would definitely like to have Jason Fergie for sure.
Jason, the married man too. Like we had Ramel on the show, and you know we really do appreciate Ramel coming through, and we would have him back again. We will have him back again, etc. But we want more successful relationships on the show, especially from black men that are in or have been in relationships when they were working, and even if it didn't go well, that is still, because I believe there's lessons to be learned in almost everything. So Derek is saying that you could convince me, I could convince you. I ain't convincing the boy, because simply put, I'm not saying that my beliefs and opinions are absolute. That is absolutely not what I'm saying. I am saying that we can have a discussion, we can have a debate, but I'm not trying to change your mind. I think our role here is to incite, to bring balance. We are here to bring balance. We may not see it or believe it, but we are here to bring balance. We do bring facts, data, and statistics. We are not men that just out here saying and talking ignorant and wild. So we want to hear from more married people. We want to hear from more men that have been in situations that have been successful in the relationship sphere, even if it ended in divorce or a breakup. And we definitely want to hear from the ladies. Why? Because one, we need to get to the bottom of things, and that men ain't getting the bottom of it by our own, because we ain't dealing with our own. So we want to get to the bottom of things. So we encourage the ladies to come. Again, this is not a session where it's not in bad faith. We're not going to be telling you to come on here so we could laugh and dismantle arguments. No, that's not what we are doing. We are simply doing this because we want to dispel certain things. And that's why Derek and I say that we are the balance. We are the counterweight to this whole thing that is called life. Why? Because let society tell you, they would have you believe that we kick open doors and do what we want with women. That women are disposable and you know, things that we use. When you look at the number, data, and statistics as best as we could compile, anybody could compile them the same way you use Google to Google words like submit. You could Google them for data and statistics. And in doing so, you would realize that the disparity between the rates at which men and women do certain things, except for divorce, is quite even a split, give or take a few percentage points. So we want people to understand that what you have been fed is a lie. Women are not innocent babes in the woods. Women manipulate, and the women also use certain things like sex as weapons. But this is a story for another time. Well, let me prattle on here, Derek. Let me wrap this up.
Man. Yeah, yeah, Jason, if you're interested, just hit me up on Facebook or something. Same for you, Fergie. Any of the ladies that, you know, peeping in the shadows and want to come on and we have a discussion on my topics tonight.
Let's be respectful.
Feel free to join me. Don't come on here, start cussing and try to down the main platform. It won't be cool, right? Just hold it down, right? So yeah, folks, we don't make any rules here. Just make sure you know what they are, right? You can ignore reality all you want, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. So when you ignore, submit. That's what happens. Be the best version of you for you guys. We're gonna see you again very, very soon. Yeah. Look up for a short coming tomorrow. We got a short coming tomorrow. Tomorrow is what, Wednesday, yeah. And we can talk the things on Thursday.
Thursday can't work for me, man. I will be elsewhere. I can't
right.
Make Thursday, unfortunately.
So on Thursday, guys, we will not be having a live stream. We may put up some content for you. We don't know. We'll see how that works. So stay tuned about that, but definitely a short tomorrow. We'll see how Thursday goes in terms of the live stream. Friday a short again, and then be coming back next week, hopefully, to do it all again and kick off the second 100. Right? So stay safe, guys. Please remember that out there, you know.
Contaminated environment. In the tutus about that.
So be safe, guys.
All right, peace of love. Peace of love.